Could the Philadelphia Eagles cut Rashaad Penny just after they signed him in NFL free agency a couple of months ago in March? That's what we're talking about on today's Philadelphia Eagles Now. I'm Chase Sr. Appreciate all of you for being here with us. Also stick around because we have a Kelee Ringo update as well, as he's one of the only draftees from the 2023 NFL draft class who is yet to sign his contract. Before we begin, make sure you subscribe to the channel. As you can see with these figures here to my right, we are closing in on 50,000 subscribers. We're less than 4,000 people away. And let me just give you a peek as to what's to come. NFL free agency was great. We covered it all. NFL draft, fabulous. Our breakdowns were awesome. But NFL training camp for the Eagles starting July 25th. Then the preseason after that. Then the NFL regular season. And we're going to be giving you content, news, rumors, analysis, breaking news, all of that jazz every single day. You won't miss a thing when you hit that subscribe button here on Eagles Now. We appreciate your support. So with Rashaad Penny here, could the Eagles end up cutting him at some point in training camp? It's not as crazy as it sounds, even though they just signed him in NFL free agency. He signed a $1 million contract for 1 year, and his dead cap charge, very minimal as far as NFL money goes, $600,000. Now, I would love that money, but for the Philadelphia Eagles, they can afford to eat that if a Trey Sermon plays better than Rashaad Penny, if he gets hurt yet again, or they only want to go with the running backs on the 53-man roster. That would include a DeAndre Swift, a Kenneth Gainwell, and a Boston Scott. Because last year on the opening 53-man roster, the Eagles did only keep 3 running backs. Now, the contract here for Rashaad Penny certainly tells you a story. The Philadelphia Eagles, upon signing him, did not make a big financial commitment to Penny. So they could afford to move on from him. And why could Penny get cut? He's an off-injured running back. He's been injured a lot to start his NFL career. A first-round pick out of San Diego State by the Seattle Seahawks. When he's been on the field, he's been a very solid player. Unfortunately for him, has not been on the field enough. So this is going to be our pinned comment. I want all of your responses down in the comment section here. Will Penny make the 53-man roster? M for make, W for won't make. Like I said, pinned comment. So if you get hit with that YouTube ad break, scroll on down, get those votes in, and by the time you do that, we'll be back breaking this down. With Penny so far to start his career, rookie season out of San Diego State, after being that first-round pick, only missed 2 games. Following year, missed 6 games. In 2020, 13 games missed. In 2021, 7 more. And then in 2022, 12 games that he did not suit up for the Seattle Seahawks. Now, like I said, when he's been on the field in uniform, Rashaad Penny has been an intriguing player. And if he does make the 53-man roster, and as of right now, that is my prediction, because he can be your LeGarrette Blount from the 2017 season, his yards per carry numbers are very, very good. 4.9 as a rookie, 5.7 his sophomore campaign. 2020 he barely played, so that's the discrepancy there of 3.1. In 2021, 6.3, and last year, again, limited action, 6.1 yards per tote. Anytime he gets his hands on the football, positive things happen. And as a bell cow type of goal line back, he can be that physical back that we've been waiting for this team really since LeGarrette Blount. His production last 4 years, this coming from year 2 on, 65 carries for 370 yards in 2019 with 3 touchdowns, 10 games played. In 2020, only those 3 games played. 2021, 10 games played. Very, very solid numbers in those 10 games. 119 carries, 749 yards. Can that be spread out over 17 games this year with those 6 touchdowns? Can he be a double-digit touchdown guy if he's used primarily as that goal line back? I don't think that's crazy to make that type of statement. Eagles running back depth chart right now. I think Swift and Gainwell going to be your top 2 backs. Penny can be mixed into that rotation. Boston Scott, that smaller back who can hide behind the line of scrimmage sneakily. He's a pretty good red zone back. Keep an eye out here for Trey Sermon, said to be impressing this football team throughout this offseason. And if he plays well and Penny does not, and or Penny gets injured, Trey Sermon, younger back, not as many injury issues, he could crack this 53-man roster. I highly doubt, though, that the Eagles go with a 5 running back rotation. That's why we're talking about this subject matter here on the show today. The question to consider is the one that I just kind of briefly analyzed here. How many running backs make that 53-man roster? I think it's going to be 4 because the Eagles are going to run the football a lot, and I think 4 makes sense because you don't want Jalen Hurts to be running as much as he did last year. And could Trey Sermon make this team over Penny? Look out for that. It's one of the sneaky good training camp battles that's about to ensue from the NovaCare complex in South Philadelphia. Feel free to interact with me on Twitter and Instagram. It's Go Birds all day, every day. I cover all of the NFL here at Chat Sports. NBA free agency begins today. I'll be leading our coverage there. I talk college football as well at Chase_Senior. I've run every single day of June as well. Very big into health and fitness. So if you want to talk about that, we can do that. I completed a 300-day running streak a little bit earlier this year. It's not me bragging. I just like fitness a lot, as I've lost a lot of weight since I was a chubby bull at Temple University. All right, let's round out today's show with this. What is up with Kelee Ringo? Hasn't signed his contract yet. One of the only draftees from the entire 2023 NFL draft class who is not inked a contract. Now, there's less than a month to go until training camp, as we unpacked and talked about and discussed a little bit earlier. The Eagles traded up to take him at pick 105, and they mortgaged future draft capital in order to take him. That told me at the time, and it tells me right now, Howie Roseman really liked the player, who going in to the 2022 college football season was looked at as a potential first or a second round selection in the pre-draft process. Able to clock in a 4.3 40-yard dash. Did get beat a lot last year for the national champion Georgia Bulldogs, but the ability is certainly there. Overall Pro Football Focus grade of 71.4, a coverage grade of 70.3, 545 coverage snaps, 41 receptions, 77 targets, 525 yards allowed playing cornerback, 2 interceptions, 68.4 passer rating, and 11 pass breakups. So this is somewhat of a weird scenario. One of the big questions that isn't really getting talked about a lot with less than a month to go until NFL training camp is the curious case of Kelee Ringo. The Eagles clearly liked him a lot to move up to 105 to take him in the 2023 NFL draft. The ability and the potential is there because prior to the 2022 season in which Georgia embarked on that national championship run, a lot of people thought that Kelee Ringo was going to be a first or second round pick. The Eagles have been able to sign all of their draft picks so far outside of Kelee Ringo. So why hasn't he signed yet? It's a massive mystery. I think a deal does get done, but it is certainly something to ponder and think about with training camp less than a month away. So which 2023 rookie will have the biggest impact? Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith. Is it going to be another player in this draft class for the Birds? Let me know. EAGLES. We'll catch you next time here on the show. Thanks for watching.